Today we're going to do a routine that works with cleansing and clearing old energy in the first half, and then we're going to move on to some nice flows that work with the energy of the three treasures. So the lower abdomen is the physical energy of the body, the middle area or the middle dantian is the energy of the heart and the emotions, and then the upper dantian is the energy of the mind. So we're going to be integrating those three energy centres in the second half of the session. So we'll start with one hand lower abdomen, one hand chest. Now we normally do this as wave breathing, but this is going to be wave breathing with a slight variation to make it into a cleansing breath. So we take the normal breath in, breathing all the way up to the hand on the chest. Then start to breathe out through the nose. And just before you come towards the end of the breath, push that breath out through the mouth. And breathe in through the nose. Breathe out most of the way through the nose. And a little bit extra at the end through the mouth. Finish the next breath. So now we're going to do a sort of smoothing out the chi, clearing out old energy, particularly from areas where we chronically hold stress. So we'll take the hands above the head, bring the hands together, and then bring the back of your hands onto the neck, and then just smooth around the neck and down. Again. Smoothing around the neck and coming down. Just trying to clear tension from this area in the neck where we hold stress. Now this time interlace the fingers, come down to the neck, and using your thumbs just do little massages, any points you can find around the neck that feel tender. Just get in there with your thumbs, give it a little massage. And then come down again, coming up. Hands together, bring the back of your hands towards the neck again, and then this time as you come past the throat, bring the back of the hands together and then the back of the hands through the heart center. Do that again. Through the heart center. Do that again. And this time as we come to the heart center, fingers together and just a few little massages over these acupuncture points in this area. Very good for releasing emotional energy that's become stuck here. And as we do this, we can do a little bit more cleansing breathing. So breathing in through the nose. Breathe most of the way out through the nose, and then just release the last bit of breath through the mouth. knocking. And then we'll bring the arms up again, coming up, behind the head, down through the heart, and then moving round to the lower back, and we'll just give the kidneys a bit of a massage. Come up again. This time we'll knock over the kidneys. And then coming up. So come down past the kidneys, down the backs of the legs. And then bringing your arms up. We're going to make a loose fist coming above the head. Breathe in, up onto tiptoes. Do that a couple more times. All the way through. Coming around to the kidneys, down the backs of the legs. Hands by your sides. Now bring the hands up, loose fists, up onto tiptoes, breathing in. And once more. Kidneys, backs of the legs. Coming up, breathing in. And then just give yourself a nice little shake out. Okay, so the next one we're going to be knocking on 2 acupuncture points. One of them is just about here in the middle of the rib cage on each side. The other point we're going to knock is on top of the shoulders. So we're going to start by just knocking on the rib cage, turning your centre as you do so. Then we're going to bring the other arm in. So it's the same arm working on the shoulder on the same side. Once you get it, it's fine. There's a temptation to knock the shoulder on the opposite side. And then you can start to turn a little bit. So just trying to release tension from the shoulders and from the rib cage. Get the energy circulating in these areas where we typically hold stress. One more to each side, and then just shake it out. Now we're going to do a couple of exercises for the hips, just to bring energy into this hip area. So you might want to hold onto a wall or something just for a bit of balance. I'm going to put the weight onto the left leg. With the right leg we're going to bring it across and then open it out and then step down. So across, open and down. Once you get into the rhythm of it, it's easier to keep your balance. It's just when you're learning it, you can feel a little bit wobbly. This is kind of like what footballers do when they're warming up. So we're bringing energy into both the inside and the outside of the hips. Okay, one more. Then we're going to knock on the front of the hips all round. And come to the sides of the hips. And back to the front. And then we'll bring in a little bit of a rhythm. So we're going to bounce. So knock as you bounce, knock as you straighten. One more, then just place the hands over the hips, just close your eyes and see if you can sense some energy moving beneath the hands. Okay, so now we'll take a wider stance, coming into a squat, placing the hands on the thighs. This one's called Move the Body Like a River. So we take the body and the weight over to one side and the head moves last. So everything moves and then the head comes across. So getting some flexibility into the spine. Strengthening the legs, loosening up the lower back. And then we're just going to pause with one hand or one arm resting on that leg, and then taking your other arm up and looking beneath the arm. So we're getting into more of a yoga sort of move here. And then switch over to the other side. So rest the other arm on the leg, the other arm comes up, just looking underneath the arm. And then we'll just flow from side to side. Really opening up the sides of the body. Energy will start flowing more freely in the rib cage. And this relates to the energy of the liver and the gallbladder, associated with spring energy. And now as we come to centre this time, we're going to hang forwards, relaxing the head, the neck and the shoulders, feeling a nice stretch in the back of the legs. Now take 2 nice deep breaths down here. Then place one hand over the other. Bring your hands up in front of you, all the way above the head. A little arch of the back, and then hands come down and round. Walk your feet a bit closer and just, for a moment, space under the armpits, just stand and feel. So now we'll go into our flowing movements for the 3 treasures. First one's called Tigress Gathers Her Cubs. It's quite similar to one of the swimming dragon ones that we've done recently, but with a slight difference. So we're going to take your right, well, mirroring, this would be the left arm. So take the left arm out in a circle back of the hand facing forwards. Bring it across the body. As you get to the far side, turn the palm to face you and gather that energy back into your centre. Then swinging the other hip and the other arm out and around, all the way across the body, and then gathering it back to centre. And then flowing from side to side. Exhale as the arm swings out. Inhale as you gather that energy back to centre. Moving your hips in line with your hands. And then we'll take the hand up a bit higher so it's gathering energy into the heart centre. As the hand crosses the heart, push it back down to earth. So you're drawing old energy out of the heart, sending it back down to earth as you gather fresh energy to come in. And then we'll come up to the level of the forehead, gathering energy into the mind, taking old energy out of the mind and into earth. So we're integrating the energy of the mind, the energy of the heart that relates to the emotions, and the energy of the body. And we'll come back down to heart level. Remember to check your breathing, so exhale as the arm comes across, inhale as you gather energy into the heart. And then we'll come back down to where we started, pulling energy into the lower abdomen. And then just going to come to hold a chi ball. Just pulse your hands a little bit to sense and feel the energy of this ball between your hands. hands. Next exercise is called Bird Dives Down. This is a new one that we haven't done before. So start with your hands like this, coming up the front of the body, and then diving forwards. So as you come up, bring your hips forwards, and as you go into your dive, take your hips backwards. Breathing in as you come up, breathing out through the nose as you come down. And then come up a little bit further, all the way up to the head, and dive down from there. And speed it up. And then back to a slower pace. And then we'll just lower the hands a little as they rise, just up to the throat and down from there. And then lower them to the heart. Just below the heart. And then very small move just over the lower abdomen. And then come back to your chi ball. And come back into your lower embrace the tree position. Feel like you've got an orange under your armpits, your knees are soft, pelvis is slightly tipped forwards, and your head is held up high. Taking one arm out to the side, breathing in. Breathe out through the nose as you come down the midline. So this centering exercise helps with the integration of the energy through the mind, the heart and the body. And we'll do one more to each side. And we'll step the feet together, one hand over the other. And just walk your feet a little. Nice little circles over the abdomen. And then come to a rest. Close the eyes. Breathing deeply into the lower abdomen. Center this energy. You should come away from this session feeling nicely calm and relaxed, refreshed and energized. One more deep breath. Drop your arms and come back when you're ready. Thank you.